There's so much to learn when you play guitar. I doubt we ever really truly arrive. There's always something new, a better way to do something. And I just wanted to show today something different that might help you. And perhaps it's something you already know. But bear with me. Let me go through this. I'm not always game for something new. I remember when I was hitchhiking as a young person, and we actually always went with somebody else. There was three of us, and we were hitchhiking through Council Bluff, Idaho. We got picked up by a double trailer rig that was full of mason jars. And so all three of us piled in, and we're on our way down the road. And we didn't get too far into Council Bluff, and we got pulled over. And it turned out that the driver had stolen that big rig. We didn't know that, and we certainly didn't have anything to do with it. But nevertheless, we are now caught up in it and got hauled into jail. And this is back in the 70s now, so things were kind of archaic then. But it didn't take them long to realize that we truly were hitchhikers and had nothing to do with stealing this double rig full of mason jars. And they took us out to the railroad tracks and dropped us off, and that was it. So here we are at the railroad tracks, and the big question came up is, do you want to hop a train? Well, I've always been the one that's most reserved, and I had heard stories about hopping trains that you can find yourself in some pretty difficult predicaments. So I had a strong word against it, and we decided to go on our way and hitchhike out of Idaho. And we did not do the train because I was not game for something new. That's something I don't regret going on. But when it comes to guitar, I'm always game for something new. And so hopefully today what I'm about to show you might be something new for you and make your guitar playing much more fun. Well, I wanted to share with you today some power chords. These chords kind of revolutionized my playing, really, and helped me go down a pathway of finding many new different things that you can do on the guitar, moving out of that first position of playing. So if you've been playing for any length of a time now, you probably know how to make an E chord. I'm going to show it to you if you don't. Okay, you take your pointer finger and you're going to lay it down the fourth string over first fret. And then you're going to take your middle finger and your ring finger, and there you go. The middle finger, it's hard sometimes when you're looking at this through a screen, but you see those two are together, and then four strings over you put your pointer finger. That's an E chord. You can find a lot of descriptions of E chords if you go online, and you probably already know this chord. But did you know you can move that finger formation up and down the fingerboard and find different chords? For instance, you can take the same one, slide up, so that your pointer finger is now at the 6th fret. And then you've got these two laid down, same as up here, just slid down to the 7th fret. That's actually an A chord. Actually, the real name of it is A add 9, but don't worry about that. Just think of it as an A chord. And you're picking up the bottom E, so if technically it's A add 9 over E, but you know, is that necessary to know that? I'm not sure, but I sure like the sound. And so then you take that same formation and you move up so that your pointer finger once again is at the 8th fret. See that? So it's right there at the 8th fret. It's still on the same string. And you got these two side by side. That sounds good too. Playing all the strings really. Back to the A. Move up. Guess what that is? It's a B. It's actually B add 11 over this way. When you're playing and you need to pick up an A, sometimes you want it doesn't sound exactly like an A. That's a real A. So you hear it sounds different, a little bit different because of that add 9. And here's the B. But it's real close. So sometimes you can just throw it in there and it'll sound really good. Okay, so let me show you 2 other chords that can go along with that are power chords. Now we said this was an E. Well, you can find E someplace else on this fingerboard, of course. If you take your pointer finger and you slide it all the way up to the 2nd fret over of the 7th fret down, 2nd string over. There it is right there. Put that pointer finger right there. And then take your middle finger and go the 3rd string down. And just see where I put it? Just skip that fret and move it right there. 3rd string, and then on the 4th string you're going to put this finger. It's a little bit of a stretch, but if you keep practicing it, you'll get it. And that's an E. You can play all those strings for that too. It's the same as that E, just a little different sound. And guess what? If you slide this back 2 frets, it's a D. Hear it? This one kind of sounds better if you don't pick up that E. Just play the middle strings. Leave the high and low E out. Although you could do it, it just sounds better. Some people will reach over and just press 2 strings down. But okay, so now we know. Okay, so we've got E, back up, D, sense to you, and if you have a question, just send me a note. I'll see if I can answer it. But it just adds a little different flavor, and just think of it as spice. You know, as you're going along and you're using an A chord, try it, listen to it. That's the main thing, is listen to what you're playing and see if it fits. Sometimes, and most commonly, it will fit.